guys. So I got my tubal ligation reversal done. So I just wanted to, I'm just gonna do a quick story about it. I don't want to go like too much into detail, but so I'm just gonna do like a quick story about it. If you guys have any questions about anything in particular, then just let me know and I'll try to answer as best as I can. So I had my procedure done in Louisville, Kentucky by Dr. Levine. He's pretty popular. You Google his name and you'll see he's like one of the top 3 microsurgeon tubal ligation reversal surgeons. People travel from all over to go to him because he's very good at what he does. So that's one of the main reasons why I chose him. Another one was because out of the 3 top doctors that I could see anyways in my research, he was the closest one to me. It was a 10-hour drive non-stop. So obviously we made stops on the way. So it took us, let's see, we left at about 7:30 a.m. and got there at about 8 p.m. The hotel is right next to the hospital. Like the hospital was right behind the hotel. So we got there at about 8. I got checked in and everything. Told her I needed a shuttle. I had to be at the hospital at 6 a.m. the next morning. So I ate. You can't eat anything after midnight. So that was the last time I ate. I took a shower, washed with the antibacterial soap, and shaved. You also have to shave, or else they have to shave you at the hospital. Then I went to bed. I woke up at about 3 a.m. couldn't fall back asleep, so I stayed up, and then I just got ready about 5:15. Got to the hospital at 6, got checked in. It took about I waited in the waiting room for about a half an hour, and then I went upstairs. You have to have somebody there with you. So my mom went with me. Whenever we went upstairs, I checked in at a second desk, and then my mom had to stay out in the waiting room at that point, and I went back. I got changed into my gown, and they asked me a couple of questions, nothing too crazy. They took my vitals, did an IV, drew blood, and then the anesthesiologist came in and he asked me a couple of questions like if I smoke, how I do under anesthesia. This was only my second surgery. My first one was the tubal ligation. So, and then after he was done, Dr. Levine came in and he looked at my stomach, showed me where the incision would be and how big it would be. And I was just super nervous that something was gonna go wrong. He wasn't gonna be able to do the surgery, or what, baby? Or he'd get in there and there'd be too much damage. What? Oh yeah? So I was just real nervous. So they did put something in my IV that took effect immediately and made me feel drunk, basically. What? Oh yeah? Cool. You see the birds? So I don't really remember much after that. I remember I was all of a sudden in the OR. What? I was all of a sudden in the OR, and next thing I knew, I was waking up. And now I woke up in an extreme amount of pain. I was in a lot of pain. My stomach hurt very bad. My throat hurt. I felt like I had to pee really bad. Like one of those where if you don't go pee, your stomach's gonna explode. And I was super thirsty. So I kept waking up and then falling back asleep. So because I kept waking up, but then because of the anesthesia, I just I have troubles for the next couple of days after being under, staying awake. And so I remember I kept waking up and telling her, I was in a lot of pain. It hurt real bad. I remember her saying that I had as much morphine as she could give me. I told her that I had to pee really bad, and she said that I shouldn't have to pee, that I had a catheter in, and I was so sad because I wanted to go to the bathroom so bad, but I couldn't. And then I remember waking up and they told me to move to this chair, and I did not want to move to this chair. I did not want to move at all, but I had to. And then not only did I have to stand up, but I had to stand up straight, and that freaking hurt. So I moved to the chair, and then I fell back asleep. I woke back up, and then they told me I had to move to the wheelchair. And again, I did not want to move, but I did. And then they wheeled me out. Okay, so I got to the hospital at 6 a.m. and I got discharged. What? What? It bit you? Oh, no. I got discharged around like 12:30 p.m. So, yeah, Mommy went to the doctor. I'm sorry, this is annoying, probably, me having to keep talking to her. Yeah, I went to the doctor. Oh, you want to go to the doctor? Oh. So yeah, I wasn't there for very long. I got back to the hotel. The hotel had wheelchairs available, thank God, because we were like on the 3rd floor. And so I had to get out of the van and get into the wheelchair and go upstairs. I did get a prescription for, I believe it was Percocet. And whenever I got up to my hotel room, I took one of those right away because I was still in a lot of pain, especially from all the moving around. And I fell asleep. And I believe I slept until the following day. I don't remember for sure, but I believe I slept until the following morning. I needed help getting up the following morning, but I walked to the bathroom myself. My pain was like, it was like cut in half by the next day. I was still in a pain, but it was not nearly as bad as the day of the surgery. So I go into the bathroom myself and showered and everything. Now in the post-op care directions, I had to shower with my back to the water with the antibacterial soap and then get back in bed and take off the top bandage. There was like a white rectangular shaped bandage, and I had to peel that off. And then it was down to just like the steri strips. The Dr. Levine got to my room around, I think it was like 9:30. And to check on me, I told him, you know, my pain compared to the previous day was not that bad. That day, the day of surgery, was the only time that I had to take the Percocet. The rest of the time I was fine just taking the Aleve. What? Something bit you? So, I mean, my pain was not that bad. He said my incision looked great, and that oh yeah, and he told me about my surgery, because the day before I was really out of it. What? Something bit you? He said that my surgery went great. It was successful. It was one of the best that he had done, is what he said. My tube length was great. My tube length on my right is 8 centimeters, and my tube length on my left is 10 centimeters. So thankfully he gives you that piece of paper that says like how much your length is, because otherwise, what, you kissed it? Good job. Because otherwise I wouldn't trust that I remembered that correctly, because that's an insanely amazing amount to have after a tubal ligation. So something bit you, but he said that everything went great, that my tube length is great. I did have a lot of varicose veins inside my stomach, which I'm not sure why. Like, I've heard varicose veins being on your stomach and on your legs, but never like inside your stomach. But so he had to cut through all those and then fix my tubes. You kissed no more owies because you kissed them away. And then sew back up the varicose veins and then my stomach. So I have a lot of stitches in there. And he did say that my ovaries looked shiny, which could mean that I'm not ovulating. So yeah, but otherwise everything went great. He did ask me like about my periods, which my periods have always been regular. They came a lot more frequently when my tubes were tied. Like before my tubes were tied, they came on like the same day of the month every month. They came on like the 30th of the month every month. When I got my tubes tied, they came like every 26 or 27 days or something like that. So they were a lot more frequent. They were a lot heavier and a lot more painful with my tubes tied, but they were still regular. So he said that I could still be ovulating, but that with most patients, whenever their ovaries are shiny, they're not ovulating. But otherwise, everything went great. He said that I could go that day. So like an hour after he left, we were out of there. It took a while longer to drive back than it did to drive down there, just because I had to stop like every hour and a half to 2 hours to get out and walk around so that I wouldn't get blood clots. And I also got super stiff, like sitting in the car. I didn't have very much space to move around, so I got real stiff and real sore sitting in the car. So it did take a while longer to drive back than it did to drive down there. But all in all, I'm really happy with the decision that I made to go to him. I really think that if I had stayed here and went to my OBGYN like I was contemplating doing, I would not have had the outcome that I did. I'm really glad I went there. I liked him a lot. He was really nice. What, baby? Oh, something bit you?
Yeah.
Oh no. He was really nice. He was a bit of a smart ass, but he was really nice, and he told it how it was and let me know what was going on. And the hospital staff was really nice and took really good care of me, that all, for what I can remember. And it was awesome that the hotel was so close and that he came to the hotel to see me, so that I didn't have to, ride back over to the hospital the following day. He came over to the hotel and saw me, and, everything looked good, so he said I could go home. So all in all, I very much enjoyed my experience going there, and I would recommend him to anybody. And my recovery has been awesome, which I'm going to do a recovery, a 1 week and a 2 week recovery. It's been, as far as the surgery goes, my recovery has been awesome. I've had a lot of other issues that I don't think, they're kind of related, but not, it wasn't anything that the hospital did or that he did or anything like that. It's just my body did not heal very well. So I'm going to do that video too. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.